Mitchell, the clock is ticking. Status?
On target. Just waiting for clarity.
The sun scorched the red dirt of Fort Bragg, North Carolina, as Sarah Mitchell stepped off the transport van, her boots kicking up dust that clung to the humid August air. At 38, she carried herself with a stillness that didn't match the chaos of the military base around her. Her eyes, sharp and unyielding, scanned the horizon like she was reading a map only she could see. 42 other candidates, all men, stood in formation at the Army's elite sniper school, their gazes flickering toward her, some curious, some mocking, most uneasy. She was the only woman in the class, a fact that hung in the air like gunpowder. Sarah's gear was standard issue, faded fatigues, scuffed boots, a rucksack packed with precision. But her rifle was different. It was old, a relic from another era, with a walnut stock worn smooth and a barrel that gleamed with quiet menace. Carved into the wood, just below the cheek weld, was a number, 214. The digits were rough, etched deep, as if someone had dug them in with a knife and a grudge. The men whispered about it. One called it her lucky number. Another joked it was her body count. A third, quieter, said it looked like a curse. Sarah didn't respond. She never did. Sergeant Tom Hargrove, a grizzled instructor with 20 years in Special Forces, glanced at her file during intake and snorted. Another diversity stunt, he muttered to a junior officer. She'll wash out by week 2. This ain't a photo op. A recruit nearby grinned. Unless she's got magic in that old rifle. Hargrove eyed the weapon, the number 214 glaring back at him. Doesn't matter, he said. Sniper school's about more than shooting. It's grit, cold, and breaking you down. She won't last. The first week was brutal by design. Candidates crawled through swamps, navigated dense pine forests, and endured sleepless nights under Fort Bragg's relentless heat. Downtime meant cleaning weapons or running laps until their lungs burned. Sarah didn't falter. Her shots grouped tighter than anyone's. Her ruck was always squared away. And during observation drills, she spotted a glint off an instructor's scope through morning mist, a detail even Hargrove missed. By day 5, the whispers shifted. She's too good, one recruit muttered. They're giving her an edge, another claimed. No one could prove it, but the suspicion grew. On day 6, a recruit named Jake Carter made the mistake of confronting her outside the mess tent. You don't fit here, he said, blocking her path. Sarah looked up, her face calm as stone. Step aside. He didn't budge. She tilted her head, sizing him up. Your left shoulder's stiff from a bad fall last year. You lean right on long marches. I could take you down in 3 seconds flat. Dislocate that arm before you blink. Want to test me? Carter froze, then stepped back. She walked past without a glance. No one challenged her again. That night, while the others traded stories in the barracks, Sarah sat alone under a flickering lantern, cleaning her rifle with surgical precision. The number 214 caught the light, almost glowing. Lieutenant Mark Daniels, a younger instructor, paused nearby. You're out past curfew, he said. I'll take the right up, Sarah replied, not looking up. He hesitated, then pointed at the rifle. That number. You carve it. She shook her head. Someone else did. Daniels waited for more, but she returned to her task, leaving him with a chill he couldn't name. By week 2, Sarah wasn't just a curiosity, she was a problem. Instructors didn't admit it, but they pushed her harder. She was always first into dense brush, last out of muddy rivers, assigned the heaviest gear. During a night exercise in the Pisgah National Forest, with temperatures dipping below freezing, her bunkmate assignment was lost. Alone, she built a shelter from pine boughs and vanished into the dark. At dawn, she emerged, frost on her jacket, but her shots still hit dead center, 3 moving targets at 800 yards, high wind, no waiver. The other recruits, most in their 20s, fresh from basic or a single deployment, didn't know what to make of her. She didn't talk unless spoken to, didn't laugh, didn't need them. She's not human, one whispered. She's already been through hell, another replied. The number 214 became their fixation. During a stalking drill, Sarah lay motionless for 6 hours, closing within 150 yards of a target without detection. Her shot was perfect, a mock kill straight to the chest. Hargrove checked the rangefinder twice. I didn't see her, he admitted. Not once. Then came the sabotage. On day 12, during a live-fire drill, Sarah's rifle jammed a rare malfunction for her meticulously maintained weapon. She cleared it in seconds, but her timing slipped, costing her points. "Not mine," she told Hargrove when he questioned her. "Someone tampered with it." He didn't argue. That night, she stripped the rifle to its bones, logging every scratch, then slept with the bolt under her pillow. A recruit watching her muttered, "Paranoid." Another corrected him, "Prepared." By day 15, Sarah navigated a solo land navigation course through Fort Bragg's backcountry with a map deliberately misdrawn. She finished 3 hours early. "Map was off," she said. "Terrain wasn't." Hargrove muttered under his breath, "Jesus." The class stopped mocking her. Silence replaced their taunts, a mix of respect and fear. They called her Iron Shade, not for stealth, but for the shadow she cast, untouchable and unknowable. On day 18, after a grueling stress-fire course, Captain John Kessler summoned her. His voice was sharp as he led her to an admin office, fluorescent lights buzzing overhead. "You're out," he said. "Lack of team cohesion. Security risk." Sarah sat, unfazed. "I've outshot everyone. Passed every test." Kessler shrugged. "Not my call." She leaned forward. "You buy that?" He hesitated, then dismissed her. As she set her rifle on his desk, the number 214 seemed to pulse. Kessler froze, his eyes locked on it. He knew that number. Not its meaning, but its weight. He stepped out. 20 minutes later, 2 men in civilian suits arrived, carrying a tablet and a secure phone. They studied the rifle, then pulled up a classified file. "She shouldn't have this," one whispered. The screen showed a redacted document. Operation Silent Ridge, Montana, 2018. A botched CIA SEAL mission to stop a rogue militia. No survivors listed except one. Sarah Mitchell, codename Sparrow. The number 214. Confirmed kills, single-handedly neutralizing a compound to save 3 captured SEALs. The men looked at her. "You were there," one said. Sarah's voice was flat. "I walked out." Kessler, watching, felt his stomach turn. "You were the shooter," he said. "I was the last one standing," she corrected. The men left without reinstating her, but the dismissal was quietly reversed. Sarah returned to training, her rifle back in hand. The instructor's tone shifted. Hargrove, once dismissive, now called her Mitchell, range 3, with no edge. Her shots grew sharper, her movements deadlier. At 1,000 yards, her groupings were under an inch. "Not natural," an instructor muttered. But it wasn't supernatural, it was experience, and it terrified them. Weeks later, Kessler uncovered more. Sarah's file, sealed at the highest level, listed missions in Idaho, Nevada, and overseas solo ops. No backup, no extraction. Silent Ridge was her last. She wasn't meant to survive, yet she did, carrying out 3 unconscious SEALs under fire. "No medals," Kessler noted. The civilian beside him closed the file. "She wasn't supposed to come back." Kessler asked, "Why did she?" The man didn't answer. Sarah's presence grew heavier. Instructors used her as a benchmark, assigning her to scout ahead in drills to test others. Recruits froze when she was near, sensing her as a force beyond them. During a night fire exercise under blackout conditions, she scored perfectly, her shots a tight cluster at 700 yards. Kessler confronted her afterward. "What drives you?" "Silent Ridge, the SEALSIV done enough." Sarah's eyes were steel. "I lost the illusion of safety." "They haven't." He didn't push further. By week 5, Sarah was a legend. Recruits tapped their boots before entering the Ranhea silent ritual when Iron Shade was present. A new instructor, fresh from Fort Campbell, scoffed at her reputation. "She's just a story," he said, volunteering to be her target in a stalking drill. She closed within a foot, placing a marker dart under his jaw. He didn't speak of her again. Graduation came, crisp and formal under Fort Bragg's oaks. Sarah wasn't listed, not in the lineup or the records. Yet she was there, on a ridge, scope trained on the range, watching. Major General William Tate, head of Special Operations Training, attended. "She's not here to graduate," he told Kessler. "She's here to vanish." That evening, a black SUV pulled into the base's rear lot. A man in civilian clothes handed Sarah a folder. Codename Raven. Targets in Bozeman, Montana. Resurfaced yesterday. Sarah's jaw tightened. He shouldn't be alive. The man replied, "Neither should you." In Bozeman, under a moonless sky, Sarah tracked her target, Victor Crane, a former CIA operative turned traitor responsible for the Silent Ridge failure. He'd killed her team, left her for dead. Now he was back, selling intel in a remote cabin. Sarah set up 1,000 yards out, her rifle steady. Crane held her old field journal, stolen years ago, with 214 scrawled inside. He smirked through the window, as if daring her. She fired once, through a half-inch gap in armored glass. Crane fell, the journal dropping. She vanished into the snow, leaving only a card with 214. Back at Fort Bragg, her locker was gone, erased from the armory. The class photo was up to Tedno's silhouette on the ridge. Kessler found a note on his desk. Some don't graduate. They fade. Below it, 214. Sarah Mitchell was gone, her mission complete, her promise kept. She'd walked out of hell, not crawled.